Hello again in this video clip series, my journey to God in a very secularized world. We're talking the last couple of video clips of how the astute deviation of our attention to not see how we're being led away from the fundamental truths of our faith that lead us to true happiness. In particular, we're talking about how they're in a very sneaky way to destroy the family, the fundamental cell of society. Because marriage is the only institution which is recognized that unites a man and a woman with the children born of their union, and unites the child with the mother and the father. If you redefine that institution out of existence, you are redefining out of existence the institution which unites the children with the mother and the father. As you know, this is one of their main goals under communism. They want to take the children away from the parents and totally formed by the state dictatorship. It is in the public interest, in the common interest of every child without exception, to be united to their dad and mom. The only reason that a good government would take an interest in marriage is to protect the common good, the rights of children, to be united with and to promote to the extent possible healthy marriages. In the past it was like that. In the past, more than 70 years ago, because they understood this. In the past, the laws had tried to protect women and children from exploitation. It is clearly in the public interest, from not only an economic, but a psychological and emotional standpoint, to the benefit of the children, to be raised in a stable environment with a married dad and mom. There has been a terrible impact of fatherless homes on children, not only economically in terms of the children living in poverty, but from an educational, psychological, and emotional standpoint. There has been done great damage to kids from being raised in fatherless homes. We might ask, why are fatherless homes going to be affected by the redefinition of marriage? What has been the effects of no-fault divorce, redefining marriage as just an adult-centered institution, as a commitment as long as both parties are happy? Children have been separated from marriage. Today there is a real crisis. People just are not getting married. They're just not getting married anymore. With women under 30, more than 50% of children are born outside of marriage today. Marriage is something we not only need in the law, which gives us authority to promote it, but we have to all be directed toward promoting an understanding of what marriage is. We must rediscover why marriage is so important as the foundation of the family, and evaluate every law, every institution, every curriculum by how well it promotes men and women marrying before having children. The promoters of the culture of death have done the exact opposite in sowing their very destructive propaganda and weeds in the last several decades. We are talking about these two different understandings of what the reality of marriage is. The majority of people today think that marriage is nothing more than the public recognition of a committed relationship between two adults, and for the benefit of the adults. If people think that marriage is only the public recognition of a committed relationship, it is unreasonable to restrict marriage to a man and a woman, because there is no reason for this restriction. However, that's not what marriage is. In reality, marriage unites a man and a woman with each other and any children born from their union. That summarizes section 1603 of the Catechism of the Catholic Church, that great gift that John Paul II left us. But when you say that marriage unites a man and a woman with each other, and any children born from that union, that's a fact. That's what marriage does. That's what it is. We know this. It's the fact that it has been recognized by every culture, every society, and every religion since the beginning of time. And that correlates with our own experience because we all have a desire for connection with our own moms and dads. We are taking the approach of safeguarding the reality of the child to try to put ourselves in the place of the child. Because the child doesn't have a voice. It's we who must defend the weak ones if we are truly Christians. Because if you are going to redefine marriage as only between adults, then it doesn't matter who my mother is or who my father is. But we all want to know our origins. We all would like to be raised in a loving relationship. You know the dictatorships, they want to destroy all of our roots and have no connections so that they can then manipulate us any way they want according to what the dictatorship wants. This is underlying so many things what's happening today. To know my origins and to be loved by my married father and mom and dad is the deepest desire in all of our hearts. Even for children who don't know their father and mother, who have been separated for various reasons, there is that longing and desire to know where they are from. Adopted children, as they become older, they are appreciative as far as it may be discovered. Where are their origins? Where is their real natural mother and father? This is our experience of God's plan for creation, stamped right in our own nature. Each of us is an eternal witness of the one flesh union of our dad and mom for eternity. That's reality. That desire for that connection is part of that experience. And this is independent from being or not being in God. The recognition of marriage is a recognition of this reality. We must try to find reality-based language for our culture today, filled with very destructive propaganda and weeds of deception that is consistent with faith, what faith has revealed, but not necessarily based on faith, to come to the awareness of reality of what marriage is. And that way we can communicate with those who do not pray or believe in God, but at least in a language that they can understand at the very root of our being that everyone has in common. The reality of creation became before Revelation. God created man and woman before there was the Bible. Reality exists. Divine revelation gives us a deeper understanding of that reality that we already know and we can already experience. We must continually strive to reinforce that we have to become childlike. We tend to look at things, analyze problems, and think about things from the perspective of the adult. When we do that, we've got all kinds of baggage from our culture, our prejudices, our biases, and things of that sort, like weeds and so on, that really help obscure what reality is. So we must start thinking and training ourselves to start thinking from the perspective of the child that is within each of us, so that we can see reality, so that we can contemplate reality, and then share the fruits of our contemplation with our children and our family members, our friends, our co-workers. That's the evangelization of culture. What has transpired and what is currently obscuring our understanding of the reality of marriage is really making it difficult for us to establish relationships which lead to healthy marriages. Every child is at risk today. of adopting false premises and concepts from the culture that really affect the choices they make in life, which do not lead to good, healthy marriages as the foundation of their family. The shift in people's views about marriage is clearly leading to the breakdown of marriage today, which is leaving so many families and fatherless homes that is creating havoc. It's really an issue of social justice and an imperative to us to address the issue of marriage and work to rebuild a marriage culture. May God bless you and Mary guide you.